What's going on, guys? This is week 3 of SeptemPeaks. I'm Kirk with Flicks Media. I have Tommy J here with me. How you doing, Tommy?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
Pretty good. This is part 1 of week 3. We're doing Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, the movie. And we're just going to jump right into it.
Where do we even start?
The movie opens with the static television.
Yeah.
And then it gets smashed, which...
And it's like blue. It's like the
view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the blue, like, the blue rose blue, like we were talking, yeah. People have said that it's like a statement about, like, when it gets smashed, it's a statement about, this is like David Lynch saying, like, everything from the show is out the window.
Okay.
Not everything, like story-wise, but just, like, this is a new thing.
It's its own.
Like, this is not going to be like the show.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Which it definitely is not like the show at all.
Oh,
It's weird because of course it's a part of the same universe, but the movie is like so independent. It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So then from there, like plot-wise, we open with Chet Desmond's bust with the school bus. And it's like really random. There's a bunch of kids like crying. And you're just like, what is happening?
Bus driver's getting frisked. Like
yeah. You're just like, what? There's no context. There's no anything. We just like this is where we first see Chet Desmond, Chris Isaac's character, and it's not really important to the story, so we don't really get any like plot as far as like why he has this bus pulled over or whatever.
Which would be interesting. But yeah,
it would be interesting to know, but
not,
I see
not
why
necessary.
they did. Yeah. Like it's So then Gordon Cole, David Lynch's character, calls Chet Desmond, and it's kind of funny because like David Lynch's character is infamously deaf in the show, so they just have this like back and forth. It's really funny. And then like when they're first introduced, when Chet and Sam go to meet with David Lynch's Gordon Cole and the other FBI guys, they have David Lynch's or Gordon Cole's niece, I guess, is because he said it's his sister's...
His sister's girl or something like
that. Something like that. And
or his mother's sister's
sister's girl, yeah. Yep, I think that's exactly what he says. And her name's Lil, and she does this weird, like, interpretive dance that is...
It's like FBI code, like...
Yeah. Code. It's a code, yeah, for the agents to kind of, like... decode, and Chet reinterprets the dance to Sam as they're driving to, I don't remember what the town is called. It's like Deer Falls
or something.
Yeah, it's but the crappy town where everybody's like really mean or whatever.
Pretty much like the parallel to Twin Peaks. Really weird. It's really strange. It's like literally a parallel.
It's like Peaks. The bizarro Twin Peaks. Like it's like the bad but like similar version.
Exactly.
And then Chet, the only thing he can't tell Sam is about the Blue Rose, because he asks him about everything specifically, and I think that's Chet like saying like he is a Blue Rose agent, but like he can't tell anyone about it because it's so top secret.
Did he ever say like what the Blue Rose? He never got to.
No,
it, right?
But it's interesting because later I had it in my notes, so I was going to bring it up then, but we can talk about it now. Later, when they're leaving the diner, I think Sam asks, "You're going to go back there, and you're going to go back for the Blue Rose, aren't you?" And so I think Sam is like picking up on like this has to do with what you're talking about. You can't tell me, you know. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Like it's cool that Sam is so intuitive that he's like picking up on that. But it's also funny that they make mention of, like, Cooper makes mention of Sam's incompetence in the show. So it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't line up, but it's fine. And I love Chet Desmond's swagger when he's dealing with the, like, crappy cops and stuff. He just kind of, like, plays it really cool.
I gotta say, he's a suave guy, like, through and through. Like,
definitely.
Nothing knocks him, off of balance.
How do you feel about, just that whole scene where you kind of like get the feel for his character, like the first.
Which one?
Like where they first get to the other sheriff's office.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just wish I didn't know that it was Chris Isaac.
Okay.
Before the movie, because of course, like when you know it's him, it's like
It just adds extra cool. Yeah, that's true.
He can burp. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? He's just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I could see that. I mean, for sure. Like, it's kind of like you said in our part 1 video. Like, it's kind of like all the not all the cool characters, but all the like really cool characters are FBI.
Big time.
So
big. I think so, at least. Yeah.
I don't know. There's cool characters. It's just, I guess they all have their part to play.
Yeah.
So
that's what makes them even cooler. I feel like they just all work together. Like,
yeah.
With their own personalities that are widely different. Like,
yeah, definitely. So then Chet Desmond is searching through the files he attains from the belligerent sheriff, as they predicted with Lil's dance, and he finds all the evidence they've gathered on Teresa Banks' murder. I want to say they had done the autopsy already, but then Sam comes through and like immediately finds the letter under her nail.
Did you get that they were acting really strange when they came to like examining the body, and then like the sheriff didn't want the body to leave, almost like they had involvement in it or something. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was really weird because he was being like belligerent about giving them evidence and like talking to him at all. Yeah, about.
And there's even the scene after he's like, oh, can I go in the morgue and see the body? He's like, sure. And the son kind of comes in the room after Chet, and he's looking all concerned, but nothing said. They just kind of look at each other, and it cuts like to the next, to the morgue. It was weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
But I guess you don't know if it's like if they're hiding something or if they just really don't like superiors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they just I don't know. It sucks, but that's how they are.
Chain of command.
So then, Sam finds the letter under Teresa Banks' left ring fingernail, just like Laura and Ronette Pulaski in the television series. And like I was telling you, I don't think we ever find out what the letters mean, but I think it's a misdirect. But I think they added it in the movie to like add like things from Twin Peaks kind of thing, like to make it familiar. But I don't remember that ever like having closure at all.
Yeah, me either.
So then they go to the diner. They go to Haps, and the waitress is really rude and kind of creepy.
Before that, they go into the weird room with the flashing lights and stuff.
Right. Yes. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I mentioned it after. You mentioned that the homeless guy was staring at the camera.
Yeah, staring
which I didn't
directly
pick
at
up
us.
on. You mentioned that. I did not notice that. And then you also mentioned he's holding his left arm weird.
As if it's like not working at all.
And that was like right after. Was it right after or right before?
So what happened is I noticed the homeless guy holding his arm and it wasn't working, and then after she says the whole thing about I forgot what exactly she says.
She says Teresa's arm would get locked up.
Get locked up, or it wouldn't work.
But so that was right before she says that.
Right.
Yeah, she says her arm went dead. And then they go to the Fat Trout Trailer Park. They meet Carl for the first time.
Carl.
And never bother him before 9 a.m.
Yeah, ever.
And
pretty much don't bother him ever.
His intro is so great because he's just so whiny.
Yeah,
and it's so funny.
It's weird. He's not this whiny in the show though. He's way more lax.
Yeah, in the return.
Oh, he's older too. Though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's that he's learned a little bit more about life.
Right.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things.
A lot, yeah.
It could be the revelations he has in this movie. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of different things that, I don't know. Who's to say what changes people through life? But
amen.
But it's just really funny. He's just means more shit I gotta do now. He's just so upset that there's any problem at all.
And I feel I don't know why, but I was feeling there was definitely a country versus city type thing going on. You know what I mean? Because like all these detectives are from the city, and then he's a country guy. He's like, here they go.
Right. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Just like the sheriff's department. Yeah, they start investigating the trailer park a little bit, and then a woods woman shows up.
Yeah,
kind of.
Woods woman. Wow, I never even noticed that.
Yeah,
woods woman.
Yeah,
wow.
I think she's like the only female you see that that is a woods person,
right?
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's wow.
Because she kind of is, but she is and she isn't, because like woods people in the return at least don't interact with anyone really,
and they're way darker if you notice.
And they're way darker.
Darker.
Like they're way more like zombie-like.
Big time.
Yeah. So this is the part where Sam says, "We sure do need a pick-me-up, don't we, Agent Desmond?" Twice.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And like we couldn't figure out why, because
almost as if like the scene was literally played and reversed and played again or something.
Yeah, like the way it's shot and the way the actors like move, it almost looks like the second line is like a rewind, but it can't be. Like the way it's just so weird.
The way the movements, like the way Chet looks at him, looks
and like he lifts his coffee cup back up a little bit.
Yes.
Like it's so weird.
It is really weird. Someone needs to decipher that for us. If you guys,
if anyone wants to cut up the scene where Chet and Sam and Carl are in the trailer.
Yes.
And if you guys just want to dissect that for us, that'd be great.
Please.
Let us know what you guys think, please.
Tell us from the cryptid.
Yeah. So yeah, does the telephone pole with the 6 on it foreshadow Carl seeing the kid die in the return? That was one of my big questions from.
I was thinking too, yeah, because they didn't really. I don't know how that would tie in with, the death of the other girl or anything in the trailer park. Like just looking at the telephone pole.
Right. You're talking about the girl in the movie.
In the movie,
like talking about Palmer, Teresa Palmer, or no, Teresa Banks.
Banks.
So then, so Sam says you're going to go back to find the Blue Rose. And now we're at David Bowie.
Oh gosh!
So we got to talk about
this is a video in itself. Just this scene.
I know there should be a whole David Bowie in Twin Peaks video. But
so let's get into it.
All right, so immediately, like right off the bat, what are your thoughts? Like because the first time we see him, it's also interesting. Like the telephone pole, the 6th telephone pole, and then the elevator that David Bowie comes out of is the 7th floor. So there's the 7 next to the.
Oh wow!
But I don't know. Like I don't remember seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 8, 9, 10 later. You know, I don't know if there's like a sequence thing or if it's just 6, 7. I don't. Because 6, 7 could be taken
or
like
an evil type.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
666, 777. Like it could be taken as like the number of the beast and the number of completion. Like,
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of I don't knows. So then we have 2 Coopers.
Or is I don't? Yeah.
And it's really weird too because like we were saying, like no one makes mention. Not no one. Well, no one makes mention. No one makes mention of like even Cooper. He's surprised and he like. At first, you think it could be that he sees himself like after he's moved out of the way of the camera, but then it's the fact that David Bowie's back.
Is there, yeah.
And like you don't know you don't understand until they like kind of talk about it why it's shocking that David Bowie's back, but it's like he's been gone for 3 years or something, right?
Is it 3?
Something like that,
okay.
Yeah. Or no, is it 2 years? 2 or 3 years, something like that. But he had been gone for a while, and yeah, it's just like you don't know why it's surprising until they start talking about it, and then. Once they start talking about it, it's like, oh wait, did they not see the Cooper there?
Yeah, it's like no one noticed the other Coop, like not even Coop.
It's definitely there. It's not a mistake in the movie. It's like an intention. So it's weird that it's just weird, and it's really weird because right after that is when David Bowie's like, who do you think that is?
Who do you think that is?
And everyone's like, what? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
And like we were saying, we don't know if that was like, Mr. C or if it was really whatever it was. Like,
right, yeah. We don't know if it could
or
be...
maybe that's just the foreshadowing of a tulpa in general.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, just like, hey, this is going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
And, there's no telling, unfortunately. I guess fortunately, because the mystery I think is what like
Keeps you
attracts us
intrigued.
so much
Big
to
time.
the show. Yeah,
Big time.
but it's really cool. So then, yeah, David Bowie starts to kind of explain we lived inside a dream.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of came up with an idea that is the convenience store itself a dream? Like is them being in the convenience store, being in like that realm, is that itself a dream? You know?
And like when like not even only the spirits or whatever that are in the red room and everything, but when people in Twin Peaks talk about dreams, do they mean dimensions and not just
right.
you know,
Right.
like are they talking about different dimensions that they go to and everything?
Yeah, def. Is David? You asked this. Is David Bowie the kid in the mask? Whenever they're showing the like dreamy type stuff, and that's an interesting question because that would mean that he is the grandson of Mrs. Chalfont, which would mean that David Bowie is tied to the house they go to at the end of The Return. You remember Cooper and Laura go to the house, and it's like, we bought this house from the Chalfonts.
Oh,
You remember
wow.
that? So it's like, that would mean David Bowie's tied to like the finale of like
finale
all
of-
of Twin Peaks. So yeah, I don't know. Again, there's no answers to that at all. Tommy has something to say about Bobby's dance.
Oh yeah. Oh, God. So the first time we watched the movie, I criticized Bobby's little, I call it the funky Bobby dance after he gets done talking to Laura. I did not like it that much at all, and I gave him a lot of shit for it. But you know, the second time through, you realize he's just a high school kid. Lane pointed out he's in love. You do crazy shit. So I have to apologize to all the Lane Flicks Media fans for that, for sure. For Bobby's little funky dance.
We appreciate that.
I'll say it in Mandarin later.
I'm sure. God damn it! This is staying in.
It's like
This is staying in. This is all staying in. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, obviously it's weird.
yeah, it's weird. It wasn't even really a big deal, but I was just like, what is
Oh
he
yeah,
doing?
no,
Like,
it was a funny thing I had to have him say because he
Yes.
said it while we were watching the movie. I was like, you have to say that in the video.
I mean, I was giving him a pretty hard time the first time around. I can't lie. Like I was roasting little Bobby, but now I understand.
He's
now.
kind of an asshole. I mean, like I guess now that you've seen him as a good guy,
As a
you're
good
like
guy.
you're like, all right, I can't hate on Bobby that
Okay.
much. Like maybe that's why. Yeah.
Now that he's a good guy.
Yeah. But let me see here. Where we at? Oh yeah, Cheryl Lee is awesome. She might be like one of the best like actors / actresses for a character.
And like, because of course she wasn't like however 16 or however they were trying to paint her in the movie, but for like a young actress, she is awesome for sure.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna close this door real quick.
Okay.
I think she was like right or like maybe a year out of high school when she started with the show.
No way.
Yeah, she was like super young. And then in the movie she was a few years older and like people
Still.
have brought that up a lot, but I'm like, I think she still does a good job. I mean, like, you can't look younger. Like, that's just not...
So what were they bringing up exactly? Like, she looked older in the movie, you could tell?
Yeah, like, I mean, of course, it's only a few years. I mean, it's not like it's...
Honestly, to me, when I, you know, you showed it to me pretty recent. When I had first seen the movie, I didn't think, like, oh, she looks older, because we didn't really see Laura, and, you know what I mean? We saw her in the red room, like,
more
maybe
pictures than anything.
more pictures than anything.
Right, yeah.
So...
Yeah, more like memories and, yeah, just not her in the moment type stuff.
Literally. Because how often do we see her in the red room? Even like 2-3 times?
Yeah,
maybe.
not a lot.
Like-
Yeah, I know that. There's an interesting scene here where Donna and Laura are sitting together, I believe, in the Hayward